world as well. African independence is a myth. You see, there's really very little independence here. When people say, for instance, this is an African problem, let's leave it to them, they are being dishonest. When Britain says, for instance, this is an African problem, or Wilson says this is an African problem, he is being grossly dishonest, because if they thereafter left the matter to Africans, it would be another matter. But they say that in public, and then they go around and supply arms to one side in the conflict. So it's not. In fact, they're not leaving this matter to be solved by Africans, so it doesn't make sense. So the first disappointment one I got is that this independence that about which we rejoiced in the early 1960s is really quite empty. And if only Africans would see it, see that what's happening here, the bell that is tolling here is tolling for them. If they would only see it, I mean, something would have been gained out of this disaster.
Well, you are now living in a completely surrounded, or almost completely surrounded country. What are your hopes now for Biafra in this situation?
No, my hopes have always been the same. Even when we were not, as you said, completely surrounded. But remember that even from the very beginning we were surrounded, because one of the first acts of Britain was to supply Nigeria with warships to mount a blockade against us. So it's really a matter of degree of this compression. It was there from the beginning. And my hope is that we ought to be left alone. And I wish, this is not too much to ask. I mean, to ask to be left alone. And the 14 million people, for God's sake, can say, leave us alone.